Hi everyone, Becky Launder with myConsultantTraining.com, one of your team leaders with Usborne Books and More, and I am so excited to be here with you today to talk about preschool book fairs. I've got to say, I have fallen in love with preschool book fairs. Out of everything I've done with Usborne, preschool book fairs I think is what really got me hooked. There's something about being there in person and seeing preschoolers' faces just light up when they see our books. It has just been one of my most favorite aspects of the business, and I can't wait to share with you how I go about preschool book fairs and give you some ideas if you're just diving into the preschool book fair scene on how that works. So let's dive in. Let's get started. In this video, I'm going to cover how to set up your first preschool book fair meeting, what to bring to that book fair, what to expect at the actual book fair, some ideas and strategies for promoting the book fair and getting the school really involved with that, and then of course ordering the books too. All right, so let's jump in. So how to set that meeting? I think this is where most people usually get a little hung up. So you likely have a preschooler that you know. So my very first recommendation is it is so much easier to get a meeting with a preschool director if you have some kind of in. Even a distant in, name tossing, just being able to say, hey, I know that Aaron Kendall's daughter, Ellie, goes to school here and they absolutely love our books and recommended I get in touch with you. Do you have a couple minutes? That is a great strategy. Of course, if your kids are in preschool, then working with their preschool to start, that's what I did. It was a really kind of easy, comfortable introduction to Usborne if they haven't worked with us before. So if you don't have a introduction or you've kind of exhausted those options, I've set preschool book fair meetings by just picking up the phone and calling. And I know this sounds scary sometimes, but really all you need to do is call the preschool, ask to speak with the director. When you get that director on the phone, which can be difficult sometimes, these people I think preschool directors could be the busiest people on earth. But when you get them on the phone, I usually first ask, have you heard of Usborne Books and More? So if they have, you say, great, tell me what you know. Have you done a book fair with Usborne before? And if they have and they're working with a consultant, then you need to back off. That's somebody else's territory. Let's just let them have that book fair and move on to your next school. If they haven't done a book fair with Usborne, I would lead in and say, I'd love to just set up a quick meeting with you and share what we have to offer. We have a great book fair program. We offer 50% back to schools and free books, meaning if we do $500 in sales at your book fair, you get $250 in free books. How awesome is that? Do you maybe have just 10 or 15 minutes where I could drop by and give you an info packet? And I'd love to give you a free book also. So that's hard to say no to. So that's typically when I've cold called how I get preschool book fair meetings booked. So when I show up for that meeting, I am prepared. So I dress professional. I have rehearsed what I'm gonna say. I've really thought through how I'm gonna work with the school, and I've done my research about the school. I know what kind of neighborhood they're in. I know if I can find out how many students they have, that's helpful. What kind of programming they have. A lot of this information is available on their websites, especially if they have an upcoming event that I might be able to tie a book fair into, like a spring fling or a fall festival. That's always a nice introduction to Usborne. And so I meet with the director. I bring a tote bag full of my favorite preschool titles. I let them get their hands on them and look through the books. Generally, that alone generates some excitement from preschool directors. And then I bring them a lovely book fair packet. So this is really simple. You can see I just used the Usborne stickers, come to the book fair. It's a plain purple, I don't know what you call this, a purple little notebook kind of thing. I have a nice card holder in here. I got these on Amazon, and I include some goodies for them. So I include my I love to read bookmark with my contact information on it. I leave them a couple other fun bookmarks that I think they might like. I include information about our book fair program. So these are the flyers that you can order in the supply center. You could also just print these off if you're not going to do a whole lot of these. The Reading is a Gift program. I include a full catalog for them to browse through. Sometimes I also include a mini catalog. I include some information about our other programming, like our 50% matching grants, our Reach for the Stars programs. And then I have 2 handouts that I've developed that I print out as well. So one of these is all about what we offer, which is a great outline for that meeting. So we offer direct orders, we offer Literacy for a Lifetime, our Reading is a Gift book fairs, Reach for the Stars, Cards for a Cause. That's a really nice high-level overview of everything we do. And then I also include this flyer, Why Choose EDC. So we have interactive books, international authors, they're commercial free, we have a custom book selection available. The durability in our 50% replacement policy really sets us apart from other providers. So that is what I typically include in my preschool book fair packets. You can easily modify that and come up with something spectacular that is going to wow a preschool director. But that's what I include in my package. I leave that for them. I think it's a really nice leave behind. So in that meeting, I ask a lot of questions. I ask them how many kids they have. I ask them when parents drop off, when they pick up, if they have any events coming up, what kind of area or space they have available for us to do a book fair, if they've done a book fair before, if they've worked with other companies, if it's been successful, how they did in sales. So I ask a lot of questions. And again, I let them get their hands on the books, and they're generally really impressed with the quality. So my goal is to walk away from that meeting with a date set. So I come in with a couple dates in my mind. I bring my planner with me. I know my availability. And when I leave that meeting, I want to have a date set for that preschool book fair. I try not to take more than, 15 minutes of their time. I know sometimes I can be a little chatty, but I try to keep it short. I know they're busy people. And then I always leave them with a book as a thank you. Regardless if they've set a date or not, I leave them with a book as a thank you. So that is kind of how to get that book fair set. A couple things to mention about during the book fair and leading up to it. So leading up to the book fair, I ask the teachers to make wish lists. This is a great way to not only increase your sales from your book fair, but also give the school a little bit extra. So not only are they going to get the 50% back in free books, but a lot of parents are excited and more than happy to buy off of a teacher's wish list. Those preschool teachers, man, they work hard. They deserve a couple bucks. And when I'm checking parents out, I always mention, hey, would you like to purchase a book for your child's teacher? And most of the time they do. I mean, it depends on the school, but a lot of the time they will actually purchase a book. So leading up to the book fair, I collect those wish lists from teachers. Sometimes I will set up a display in the lobby of sample books to kind of have it there and remind parents that the book fair is coming, and just have that available the week leading up to it. I also make door flyers. I do 8.5 by 11 flyers that say book fair is coming, the dates of the book fair, the hours that I'm going to be there, the link to shop online, and I give the school a copy for at least each classroom to put on their door, and then also to put on a bulletin board or their front door as well. And then I make flyers for each individual student to take home. Sometimes I just use a quarter sheet of paper and I print them from home to keep it really simple, but it includes, again, the date, the time, the shopping link, and then let them know that they can also purchase books in person. So for me, at the book fair, I typically do cash and carry. So I want to have as many books available as I can that kids can take home right then and there. I think preschoolers especially have a hard time understanding that they have to wait for something. So if I can, I will have as many books as possible available at the book fair for parents to purchase and take home that day. But I'm also definitely taking orders if I run out of something. So I make sure I have order forms on hand and a full catalog if there's something that they would like but they don't see right there. And again, I have the shopping link available online, so they can always go shop from home. But I find that I have much better results for parents shopping right there in person where it's top of mind and their child is asking them and begging them for a book in person. I've done book fairs a couple different ways in terms of the hours. It really depends on the school. If the school has multiple drop-off and pickup times, I try to pick the most popular times. For me, it is not a good use of my time to sit there the entire day at the book fair. So I usually try to do either just morning drop-offs and afternoon pickups, which are usually busier in the afternoons. Parents are less rushed. Or I will just do afternoon pickups and be there for a few hours in the afternoon. I always try to run my book fairs 2 days if possible, so I can catch the part-time students that might be there Monday, Wednesday, Friday versus Tuesday, Thursday. So a lot of times I'll do like a Thursday, Friday book fair for a preschool. And then at the book fair, I take Square, so I can take credit card payments. I always have cash on hand, and so I can give change if needed. I set up my books on a table, and I usually include a little sign that says 50% goes back to the school, and that teacher wish lists are available, just to keep that, again, top of mind. I usually have a busy book out as a sample, so kids can kind of play with that book and entertain themselves, and that's also one of our more higher priced items, so I typically sell plenty of busy books at preschool book fairs as well. And then after the book fair, I pretty much just tear down. I send an email to the preschool director. I let them know their total book budget that they get to spend. So it's 50% of my total sales. And then I ask them to send me a wish list, and I go ahead and get those books ordered for them. And I happily deliver them to the school. If books have been donated to a teacher, I have parents fill out the little nameplate so you can order in the supply store. And that works really well too, and the kids think it's really fun to have their name on the book that they donated. And that's pretty much it. Again, preschool book fairs are so much fun. They are a total blast. So if you get a minute, leave a comment below. If you've done a preschool book fair, tell us how it went and what your favorite part was. And if you haven't done a preschool book fair yet and you're thinking about it, then leave a comment on what school you think that you might reach out to first. All right, you guys, thank you so much for listening, and I will see you soon. All right, take care.